Hi, it's me, the Archon here, Strife. And it's been about 8 months since I made the Beidou counters every enemy in 1.0, and now I'm back with part 2 of that video. This will include every single enemy and attack pattern from Genshin 1.1 to 2.0, and once again this will be mob enemies only and will not include any bosses. I'm assuming you've already watched part 1 if you're watching this one right now, so I won't go into Beidou's countering mechanic. So without further ado, let's get into the first enemy type. Starting with everyone's favorite massacre victims, there are 3 new types of Hilichurls. Starting with the Cryo Shield Boys, their attack pattern is identical to that of the standard Club Hilichurl, with a single hit, and once its shield's broken, it gains a jump attack and a 3-hit combo. There are 2 new Grenadier types consisting of Cryo and Electro Slime Tossers. There are 2 new types of Samachurls, just like the Slime Throwers in terms of corresponding elements. Starting with the Cryo one, it can summon spikes from the ground, and its summoned Ice Pillar intermittently pulses every 4 seconds. The Electro one summons up to 3 Electro Constructs, and they also pulse every 4 seconds. And both of these Shaman boys have bonks. There are 2 new types of Mitachurls as well. The Cryo Shield one basically is like the Geo Shield one, however its shield can regen its HP. And its attacks include a Shield Dash, a Shield Bonk if you're too close, a Cryo Slime Toss if you're far enough, and once its shield is broken, it has a 2-hit melee, and if you're near it, it will dash. The Electro Axe Hilichurl is surprisingly different from its Pyro counterpart in some regards, as a standard slow 2-hit melee with its axe, an Electro Slime Toss, which will change its axe property from physical to electro, 2 hits from its electrified axe, a spin, and an actual pole vault monkey flip Olympics gymnastics looking ass 2-hit combo. And I should note that Beidou counters these particularly well, since her electro damage absorption for her shield is higher than other elements, and you'll see that this is the case for a lot of the enemies from Inazuma. There are 2 new Lawachurls types, and they come in Cryo and Electro. They have very similar attack patterns, which include a Ground Pound AoE, Large Slime Toss, Dash with Mines, a Jump, 2-hit melee once the shield's off, and it's worth noting that the Cryo one has a Charged Punch, and the Electro one throws 2 different types of slimes. The purple Electro slime behaves like any other slime toss, but the yellow one, if dodged, will explode into multiple orbs that can damage you if stepped in. There is one new type of Abyss Mage.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are 4 of them.
And just like the other 3, it has a standard shot, a teleport, and its shield resummon can be countered. And its charge attack is an AoE electro field. This should go without saying that countering it with Beidou is basically useless, since her E can't actually damage the shield. Beyblades have 2 forms, their normal one and a shielded version. The normal one has a 3-hit melee, and a ranged single slash, a ranged cross slash, and its infamous time-wasting spinning attack. Once it's down to about 30% HP, it will summon a Hydro Shield which can be countered. In this form, the attacks are largely similar with a 3-hit melee. This time it has a 2-hit range slash, it gains a multi-directional projectile slash, and its spin move lasts 3 times as long as its normal shielded form. Yorokobe Shonen are like Beyblades in the sense that it has 2 forms, a shielded and none. Its attacks include Moving Lightning, a Lightning Strike, 3 Orb Projectiles, and an AoE explosion if you're close enough. And once again, once below 30% HP, its shield summon is also counterable. Its Lightning Strike gains an additional 2 hits, and there are now 2 lines of lightning, and it gains a multi-directional orb shot. It's also worth noting that countering the Abyss Lector in its shielded form with Beidou is absolutely not worth it, especially since Abyss is time sensitive. Moving on to the Fatui, there are 2 new ones, starting with the Cryo Citizen Mage. She's got a triple shot from her Citizens, a quick Citizen Charge, and an AoE ground pound. As for the Cryo Citizens themselves, they can only shoot projectiles. And now it's time for everyone's favorite Mirror Maiden. She has 2 modes, Standard and Polarized, which activate after you are marked by either one of her AoE attacks. Speaking of attacks, she's got a 1 to 2 shot projectile, she can also summon 3 AoE fields from the sky, and she has an AoE explosion if you're too close to her. In her Polarized form, she gains a cage attack, which traps you unless your name is Venti, Kazuha, Zhao, Hu Tao, Kaya, Zhongli, Vishal, Rosario, or Lisa. And she also gains 3 homing projectiles, and her 3 AoE fields are a lot more localized in this form. And finally, she has a multi-hit mirror attack. Next are the rune machines, and there are a lot of new ones. Rune graders are big boys and they have a clap plus laser combo, a stomp, a sustained laser blast, 3 orb projectiles, a charge, a long spin in which I advise against countering, and once it's disabled, it will use another variation of its sustained laser. Rune Sentinels come in 4 different types, starting with the Pyramid Boys. They have an AoE airstrike, a charged laser, an orb bomb, and a triple orb projectile shot. Rune Destroyers are snack boys and have an AoE laser along with a 5-shot orb projectile, an AoE explosion that sucks you in toward it in a single hit. Rune Defenders are crab boys and have an orb projectile, a bonk, and a jump. It also has a defense mode which blocks all incoming frontal damage, and it can also bonk as well. Rune Scouts are Squidward and have a big bonk, an AoE explosion if you're close, a spin attack, and its orbs can be countered as well. And finally, the defense mechanism is the Forgotten Pyramid Boy and has a variation of 2 to 3 cryo shots. Whopper Flowers can be countered when they dig out of the ground, they have a spin, and they can lay 3 orbs which deal continuous electro damage, and their charge attack is a laser. Geovaships are a larger version of Sonic the Hedgehogs from 1.0, and they come in Pyro, Cryo, Electro, and Hydro. But for the sake of this video, their attack patterns are largely the same, and it includes a 3-hit ground pound that creates spikes from the ground, 2 jumps, a rolling attack, and a 2-hit melee. Inazuma is not Japan, therefore it only makes sense for there to be samurais. Starting with the Nobushis, there are 3 types: the standard Silent Hill, Pyramid Heads, Crossbow Boys, and Firecracker Boys. Their attacks are all basically the same, minus the 2 latter binomial nomenclature designations. They all have an overhand 1-hit slash, along with an underhand one, and a dash attack. I should note that the underhand slash is, in my opinion, the hardest attack in the game to parry, since it has the quickest startup animation. So be wary of that. Other than that, the Kikoban have crossbows, in which they shoot 3 electro arrows at you, and the Hitsukeban will jump backwards and throw firecrackers at you. Moving on to the Kairagi, they are big boys and come in Electro and Pyro, and their attacks are basically the same, just in different elements. Their pattern includes a sheath plus spin attack, a 1-hit slash which infuses their sword with their respective elements. Once infused, they gain a 3-hit combo, a dash, and a jump attack. And finally, we have the Shogunate Army troops, and they come in large and small. The small ones got a poke and an upward cut. And the large ones have the exact same attack patterns as Nobushi, with an additional dash attack, and 3 extra 2-hit combos. Well, that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching the entire video, and hopefully you got something from this. And I want to make a quick announcement. I will be C6ing Raiden Shogun on stream, either on this channel or on my Twitch channel, on August 31st around 6 PM Pacific Standard Time. So come watch me delete my bank account for a waifu. Don't forget to join me on Twitch and Discord, and help me abuse the algorithm like a starving, neglected child in the middle of a Russian winter, by commenting, and subscribing. That's about it. Bye.